One capital N. O. Rotative option. Chat up. Switch. Finish button. 01. Finish button.
This is Live Tech, Episode 1, brought to you by the AA Technology Master YouTube channel. Alright, hello everybody. This is Episode 1 of Live Tech, and first thing I want to do before we even get started is I have someone on the live stream here. So if you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Justin Ruin, and I figured I would come on with Austin tonight to help him out because he was on my live stream and he took time out of his night to come in and talk with me. So I wanted to come in and collaborate with him.
Low battery.
Some tech.
Low battery? I thought I had this thing plugged in.
Oh, jeez.
Do I? Well,
Rotate the device.
Yes, I do.
Charging stopped. Battery charging started. Battery power 9%.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there, but first things first. What we're gonna talk about is two different social robots that I know of. Now, I say this because I watch videos of them on YouTube, and I know what they can do, and I know the price of one. I don't know the price of the other, but I know the price of one. Now, the first one,
low battery. Voice feedback off.
Saying that, but I think it's still charging. I think it's just gonna keep on saying that though. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So basically, the first one, he understands voice commands, and you plug him into your wall, and he swivels back and forth, like where we have him sitting. And his name is actually Jibo, actually, and they have an app for it, which you can get from Google Play or iOS App Store. And also, are you guys ready for this? You're not going to believe how much they're paying for one of those things. For one of those robots on the official website, they're seriously paying $800, which to me is quite ridiculous, because who would want to pay that much just on I know it's social and whatever, but who would want to pay that much? And also, on the front of it, it has, where its face is, it actually has a touch screen, so you can touch the screen and go to different things like introduction, and have him learn your face and or whatever you're scanning. And I just think it's really cool, but except the price line is not very cool. $800. Now, excuse all the sound in the background, but the last one I want to talk about, his name is Cosmo, and he's social. I mean, sort of, because he has an app you can use with him, and that's the only way you can interact with him, is using the app. If you don't have the app, you're out of luck. You can't you could just let him roam around, but he won't do much without the app, because when you have the app, he'll actually play games and stuff, which, oh yeah, I forgot to say, Jibo, on the other hand, doesn't, and he actually has two cameras, so he can actually take pictures. But Cosmo, on the other hand, does not have a camera, but he can play games, but you always have to have the app on you at all times. So, and he moves around too, but he moves around a lot. Cosmo moves around a lot more. He actually moves across the whole table. and they uh he only understands like little noises, like little claps and stuff. Like if you like clap, it'll make a sudden sound. As for Jibo, he actually understands voice commands. All right, so I don't want to go too much more into the robots because we have a whole hour to talk about different things. So let's go ahead and change the topic. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Well, actually, the question I wanted to ask you this question. We talked about it before we started the call.
Right.
Now, the app I'm going to ask about is called Sonic Vision. Now, I'm sure most visually impaired Android users know about this app. Basically, what it does is it gives you basically different sound schemes for whatever screen reader you're using.
It's like a newer Audex.
So
it's like a newer Audex, but without the SLS system.
exactly. So my question to you is, have you noticed that ever since you've used Sonic Vision, your battery's been draining faster?
No, I haven't.
Because for me, I don't know if it's Sonic Vision. Like I said, I'm going to look into it later. But my battery has been draining really quickly. I'm really thinking it's Sonic Vision, but I can't say for sure. But I just wanted to see if you noticed that because we have the same phone, so I didn't know if you maybe thought we're thinking the same thing or.
I mean, I do notice a little bit of something, but I mean, maybe a good test would be for that would be to maybe turn Sonic Vision off, maybe see what it's like just for a little while, see what happens. But I mean, I know it's hard to do.
I think
I know it's hard to do because it's a really cool app, but I'm just saying it's worth.
I think I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know it's probably really hard to do, but it's definitely worth a test.
Yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna after I get off this call here because I don't want to do it right now and take up too much time, but I'm gonna go to my battery settings and click on and look at my battery usage and just to see if Sonic Vision's even on the list before I turn it off. Now a couple other things you want to talk about. What do you have to talk about?
Oh, a couple other things one of the other things I was gonna say was like I remember how back in the past how YouTube has been crashing so bad so badly. But
oh yeah.
But so far
trust me, I know.
But so far today in the stream I have not seen it once.
Yeah, don't jinx it though. Speaking of the stream, I think we should check the chat now and see if we got anybody in the chat.
Yeah, actually I was just fixing to do that. Crap, I almost hit the wrong phone. If I would have double tapped on the iPhone, it would have disconnected us.
Yeah.
Voice feedback. Live. 8 minutes. 1 watching now. 0 likes.
Oh, cool.
Finish button. Switch chat options but top chat. Live chat. All live chats. Live. 8 minutes. 1 finish button. 12:10 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Hello Austin. Switch camera button. 12:10 a.m. Live.
Hi Amaryllis. How you doing? As you could probably tell, we added Justin into the stream. If you could probably tell.
Yeah, I actually let her know ahead of time before I hopped on with you. I let her know. I called her in advance. But I wanted to kind of now I know this is a topic that I really couldn't care about at all. But it is tech related, so I do kind of want to talk about WWDC and
right.
Some things we could expect.
Right.
Now when I say this, I'm not trying to sound like an Apple hater, but WWDC, for me, it's been lacking for years. It's been just absolutely boring to me. I have not found any interest at all in what goes on at WWDC. But since this is a tech show and we both do have some Apple products, I think it's only fair that we do discuss it briefly.
Uh-huh.
And just get each other's opinions on it.
Right.
So for me, iOS 12 right now is not looking exciting at all. I mean, we've seen rumors about, before I think it was like a few months ago, we saw rumors about a whole new redesign because we've had the same type of design since iOS 7. Everything has looked pretty much the same.
Right. All they basically changed was like the App Store icon and stuff like that. That's all they basically changed.
Yeah, and they just added new features. But initially, we heard about a whole new redesign, a new home screen, new lock screen. But those plans appear to be scrapped in favor of a more stable release. Which I honestly agree with that because iOS 11 has been nothing but unreliable garbage, to be honest. And so I think Apple needs to kind of go back to the drawing board, focus less on features and focus more on stability, which is what they were known for back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that, like in iOS 7, iOS 6, iOS 5, iOS 8. No. Yeah.
Well, iOS 8 is when it started getting bad.
Right.
Because iOS 9 was...
I had an iPhone 4S on iOS 9.3.5, and I gotta say that was like trying to use that. That was actually a nightmare trying to use that. Because
but that was on older hardware though.
Right, but I mean,
so
I understand
that into account too.
Because it was really slow.
Yeah, and even I have an iPod Touch 6th generation, which is right here on my dresser, but it's dead again, like usual. But iOS 11 on there has been. If you guys own an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 6 Plus, then you will know that because the iPod Touch has the same specs as the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, minus the screen. But you guys would know that it is not a pleasant experience at all. It's voiceover is very laggy. Now I know for me this is probably because of my battery. Which, speaking of battery, I need to rant about something on Apple here. Okay, I'm going to turn this in. This is going to be quick.
Uh-huh.
But why did Apple not put the battery health setting on iPads and iPods?
I know. Same with same with low power mode too.
Yeah, that's quite silly if you ask me. Because now, granted, I know, people, don't really use iPods, but I mean, an iPad though,
yeah, I mean, I have two of them. I use them. I have a Mini 4 and I have a Pro. I mean, I mostly use the Pro, but once in a while I'll get out the Mini Pro. Oh my God, I'll get out the Mini 4 and I'll use it because currently at the time right now, I actually have it jailbroken at the time right now.
Oh, those were the good old days when you could still jailbreak, right?
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
Yeah, and we discussed that a little on my live stream. We talked about some of our. We didn't talk about it long, but we talked about some of our favorite tweaks.
Yeah,
and of course,
one of it being Switch Spring.
Yep, which is my personal favorite.
I love that one.
My other favorite, the other one I like too is boot sounds. I love that one.
Yes. That was one of my top favorites. I mean, I would use that one all the time.
Oh, me too. I remember when I had my iPhones. No, actually, it was iPod Touch. I jailbroke it about 2 years ago. It was when it was on. Well, actually, it was like a year and a half ago. I think it was on version. It was on a version of iOS 10. I forget which one it was, but it was iOS 10, and it was a semi tethered jailbreak. I believe it was from it was that one that you could use without a computer. It was one of those, I think it was a Pangu one that you could do without a computer.
That's what I thought too. But
But yeah, I had the boot sound on there, but the only issue I had, like, I would not recommend installing that tweak on a semi-tethered jailbreak because you're not, like, when you first boot up the device, you're not going to be jailbroken. You have to go into the Pangu app or whatever method you used. You have to go into that app and pretty much patch the kernel with the jailbreak exploits again, which is not hard. You just press jailbreak, but you have to do that every time in order for your tweaks to work.
right.
I remember back in the days when with the tethered jailbreaks where you actually had to plug it in I think you had to plug the iPhone into your computer in order for it to even boot up, I think.
Yes, I remember that. That's how I think it was when I had my iPhone 5C.
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad was going to jailbreak it for me, and he did, and then it was getting late, so I had to go to school, and all of a sudden he's like, "Are you sure you want me to start it? Because if it shuts off, you won't be able to use it unless we boot it to a computer." So I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So he does it, and luckily it makes it before the bus gets here. So that was lucky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was luck there. Luckily you probably had a fast computer, and so
Yeah, I mean we still do too now. I mean, and I gotta say, I have a 2015 MacBook Air, and that thing. I mean, for like being a few years old, that thing still runs very fast.
oh yeah. I mean, I've heard you use it plenty of times, and it's very it still seems very smooth. Now, I think a friend of ours, I think he has, I want to say it's the mid uh it's either 2009 or 2012 MacBook. I forget. I think it's an Air, I believe. Um, but from what I can tell, when I've talked to him,
Mm.
his MacBook still runs pretty well. So usually Mac computers, like, they usually hold up very well over time. They really do.
Right. Well, let's take a look here.
Voice feedback.
Oh,
Voice feedback on. Switch camera chat filter chat options button.
Because now the battery's high enough, now it's not saying low battery anymore.
Top chat. Live chat. Live chat select live 18:0 finish button 12:10 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. 12:10 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Hello Austin. 12:11 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Live. Rotate device. Rotate live 18 minutes 0 watching now 0 likes.
Oh, no.
Wow, did she leave?
I hope not. But I've noticed something with YouTube, like,
Finish button 0 switch camp chat options top chat
I think she left.
top live chat selected live 19:01 finish button 12:11 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Yes, I do.
I do want to tell you that maybe she's still here, but there is a weird thing with YouTube where sometimes, like when I'm live, and other people are live too, that I've heard, sometimes people will be watching and it'll glitch out and say 0. So, but maybe it is 0 because we've only had 2 chats, so from the same person. So maybe she's gone. I don't know.
Right, you never know.
But I mean, if you want to, we can keep on talking, and hopefully people will watch the replay.
Right.
But do you want to move away from Apple, or?
I mean, if there's not anything else you want to talk about Apple.
Well, I mean, this is your show, so I mean, you can talk about what you want to talk about too, and I'll.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing about them though, is that like, because I know they made the new iPhone 10 with Face ID, but like I've heard people saying that Face ID is like it's very very slow, a lot slower than Touch ID, because you have to take the time to get your face in the dots and stuff. So that's what makes it really tricky. So, but I have heard. I mean, I never heard this in action, but I have heard that with voiceover it'll say like move left, move right, and it will tell you once you're in the frame, which I think is
Oh,
really
you know
cool.
what? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just said I think that's pretty cool. But what were you gonna say though, that don't do
I
that?
actually, yeah, I actually have heard that in action. It was, I believe, Cool Blind Tech. Actually, now they're called All Cool Blind. I think they're called All Cool Blind Tech shows now. But Cool Blind Tech, I think, it was, I want to say it was Nelson. He did, he did a demo of the iPhone 10. He unboxed it, and yeah, he did set up Face ID, and it was and it did seem quite accessible. Um, but my thing about it is this: like, over the years, I've grown so accustomed to fingerprint scanners, and
I
for
know.
Apple to take that away, I I really don't know. I don't know how to feel about it right now. Um,
I know. Like ever
but
since oops.
we do got to keep in mind though that this is a first gen product, so things will get better over time.
Yeah, I was thinking too because ever since I had the iPhone 6, I mean, I've had so many fingerprints, like from the 6 to the 7, uh, now to my S8 Plus. So I've had so many fingerprint scanners that I'm just so used to fingerprint scanners now.
Yeah, my first phone with a fingerprint scanner was the Galaxy S5. I mean, it was a pretty bad fingerprint scanner, but I had the Galaxy S5. Then I got the iPhone 6 Plus, and then I had the Galaxy S6. And every phone I've had since the Galaxy S5, which was whether it's the Note 7, the iPhone, or the S8, or the Moto Z, every phone I've had has had a fingerprint scanner and has a fingerprint scanner.
Right.
So, and the Galaxy S8 Plus does have something similar to Face ID, but it's called Face Unlock, but it's not accessible. I tried it. I tried to set it up and I couldn't. I had a hard time.
Now that's one thing I don't like. Like how can Apple's be so accessible but Samsung's can't?
I know. And speaking of that, like it's funny you bring that up too, because and this is actually a pretty good topic because you know Samsung had they have two screen readers on their devices,
Right.
voice assistant, and then you got Google's TalkBack. Now, the one thing that boggles my mind is why is Samsung Pay not accessible on. Now, I don't use Samsung Pay, but in the event that I did, I would need sighted assistants to use it because it's not accessible with voice assistant or TalkBack, which blows my mind, especially with voice assistant. That just blows my mind.
Right. Just since voice assistant is like a built-in screen reader, you think it would be.
Right. And a lot of the features on Samsung phones, like a lot of the Samsung Experience features you cannot use because it'll either say turn off TalkBack or turn off voice assistant to use Smart Stay or to use always on display or whatever. And or even edge panels, which I think the edge panels will be useful if I could use them, but I can't. But it's like we pay this money. Now I'm not knocking Samsung here. I love Samsung. I said on my channel I'm a Samsung fanboy, and I will admit it. I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. But we pay all this money to buy these phones as visually impaired users, and a lot of the features we are not able to use.
Right, yeah, like even the sound, like even the sound detectors, like for the doorbell sound detector or the baby crying sound detector.
Oh, that doesn't work because I didn't click on that in my one video I did, so that doesn't work either. Like you can't use that with TalkBack or Voice Assistant on.
No.
Oh my! What if you were blind and deaf, and you had a hearing aid or something?
Right.
I don't know. And then it's just weird. Like I don't understand why bother putting two screen readers if half of your service if half of your services don't even work with your own screen reader, if you can't make them work.
I know, right?
Yeah, and also too, I own a Gear S3 Frontier, and I don't want to take too much time in this video because if you guys want to know my opinion on the Gear S3, you could come check out my review that I did about 2 months ago. But in a summary, now I have the watch off right now, so I'm not really going to demonstrate anything. But a lot of Samsung's own services are not accessible. And the one that really, 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 really bothers me is the fact that Samsung Health is not accessible. But the gallery is. That really bothers me because, like I said in my video, one of the big selling points for a smartwatch is health tracking and fitness.
Right.
So when you can't use a core fitness app on that device, that's a problem to me.
Right.
Now, I recommended to Austin, I pretty much said to him, I was like, just wait for the Gear S4. Like, I love my Gear S3, but if you don't get it and expect it to be completely accessible, because that's not what you're going to get.
Right, but I figured if you get something like Android Wear, that would totally be accessible.
Yeah, and part of me wishes I would have, but I figured since I have a Samsung phone, why not, because it's like if you have an iPhone, you're going to get an Apple Watch. So if you have a Samsung phone, most likely you're going to get a Samsung Watch. You're going to keep it unified. Right. And that's exactly what I was going for. Now if the Gear S3, that scared me half to death. Anyway, if the Gear S3 ran Wear OS, there'd be a big advantage, but the disadvantage is I don't believe Wear OS supports like the rotating bezels, which because in Samsung's Tizen OS, you can rotate the bezel around to navigate the watch, which is very cool. And I love doing that because it's less swipes on the screen. The screen doesn't get smudged up as much, but so you'd be missing that on Android Wear. Wear OS now, but you would have TalkBack, and you would have more apps to choose from because you would have the Play Store. Whereas on the Gear S3, you have Galaxy Apps, which is Samsung's App Store and is not nowhere near as big as Google Play.
Right, Google Play is like one of the biggest app stores.
Oh yeah, it's them and Apple pretty much. I mean, everybody else is just kind of moving, trying to move their way up. So I mean, what do you say? Should we look at the chat again just to see if anything has changed?
Sure, and when I do that, I'll look. I'll also look at time too.
Live. 30 minutes. 31. 0 watching now. 0 like. Finish button. Switch camera. Chat option. Top chat. Top chat. Live chat. All messages are visible.
41.
31.
Okay.
Live chat selected. Live 30 0 finish button 12:10 12:10 12:11 a.m. 12:11 switch camera button.
Okay.
12:11 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Yes, I do.
I gotta be honest. This is quite disappointing to be. This is quite disappointing to be honest. I don't know if people didn't get the notification or I don't know. It's weird.
And like I was working like so hard to get this channel going. To get this show going, and now hardly anybody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not good to complain because if you complain, your subscribers are gonna, they're gonna move away from you because they're gonna think you're a complainer. But I'm just saying, maybe I was hoping that, we would have, even if we had 2 viewers, that'd be cool. But
right.
Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys watch the replay. And I'm actually going to do that because I want to, after I hang up, because I want to see how this all turned out. So I'm actually going to watch the replay after we get off the call.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and take a look at that.
So is there anything else you want? Is there anything else before? Because we got about a half hour left. So, well, actually a little less than a half hour, about 28 minutes or something like that.
I said something about Apple. So what's So what do you say we talk about?
We could talk about Google I/O maybe. Well, actually, that's kind of old, but I don't know. I mean, because I did kind of go over Google I/O in my first stream that I did.
Right.
My live Q&A stream. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we've covered a lot. Well, not a lot, but we've covered pretty much. We've covered Apple. We've covered Android a little bit.
Right.
Well, actually, we really didn't cover Android a lot. It was more Samsung we covered.
Right.
But I don't know if you heard about this, but the LG G7 was just announced last week. I don't know if you've heard any details or anything. If you've watched anything about it, but
no, I haven't.
Yeah. So basically, the LG G7 was unveiled last week, and it seems like a decent phone. I mean, I just hope that LG can figure out their marketing and get the phone to sell well because the phone seems good. And if I was going to try a different company, if I was going to try a different company again, I think the LG G7 would be my phone to get because I would say right now my favorite feature right now is that there's an actual Google Assistant button, just like the Bixby button. It's in the same place.
Oh, wow.
But there's a dedicated... Yeah, it's awesome. There's a dedicated button for Google Assistant. Now, the cool thing is, because Google Assistant generally doesn't, generally what happens is, sometimes Google Assistant doesn't know when you stop talking or, when you're going to stop. So what LG did is they made this button so you can press it to talk to Google Assistant regularly, how you normally would. But if you press and hold it, it's basically like Bixby. It's like you're talking to Bixby, or like in a walkie-talkie, where basically Google Assistant won't stop listening until you let go of the button, which I think is so cool.
I know.
I would love. Now, I did try to remap my Bixby key to Google Assistant, and it didn't work. Google Assistant popped up, but it didn't respond to me. So, and I love Bixby and everything, but I just wanted to see. I just wanted to create my own Google Assistant button, essentially,
Right.
because I that just sounds so cool to me. I wish I had it. I wish I had it because it's just awesome. But yeah, I mean, pretty much, it's what you'd expect from a phone in 2018. Pretty much, it's got I think it's like a 6-inch screen. It's got the latest Snapdragon 845 processor. Runs Oreo. It's pretty much what you'd expect in 2018 for a flagship device.
Right. And what about and what I'm saying that we're gonna have to get used to is Android P, because once that comes out next year, we're no longer gonna have 3 label buttons anymore. It's just gonna be like a slider we have to slide.
Yeah, there's going to be gestures now.
Pitcairn, NY.
You can turn them. You can turn them on and off. But I don't know moving forward. I don't know if they're going to be actually default, or if you're going to still be able to switch them on and off. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Right.
Now, I will make a guess right now, and I will say this: the Galaxy S10 and Samsung Experience 10.0 is going to have gesture navigation, just like the iPhone 10. I don't think you're going to have a navigation bar like with buttons. I think it's going to be gesture based.
All right. That's how I think Android P is gonna be.
Right, and especially like I said, the Galaxy S10. I think that's going to be gesture based, which I do plan on getting the Galaxy S10. And so if that does happen, if I do get it, and it is gesture based, I will obviously down the line once that happens in 2019, I will do a video about it, definitely. But it's going to be something that, especially myself, I have to get used to, because I never once used an iPhone 10. So I'm going to have to learn how this all works. Now I know the iPhone 10 gestures are easy for voiceover, and that was a big question when the iPhone 10 was announced. Now I guess we're kind of like to Apple again, but it's about gestures. So that was a big question in the visually impaired community,
Right.
is how will these gestures work with voiceover? And Apple, I think, had a pretty good solution.
Right. Because all you do, you just push one finger down on the at the bottom edge of the screen, and then swipe up until you feel it vibrating like one single motion for home, and then two fluid single swipes for the app switcher.
Yeah, and you'll also get audio feedback too. Now, I did see a video on YouTube that somebody did using TalkBack with a Pixel 2 XL on Android P. Excuse me. And all you really had to do on Android P is you swipe up with 2 fingers once to get to your app drawer, your overview screen actually. Then you swipe up again to get to all your apps. So now the home button on Android is still there, but like I said, I don't know in Android P if they're going to remove the home button or what. But right now it's still there.
Right, like right now it's hard to know what they're going to do with it.
But the one thing they did remove, and this is now I don't think Samsung's going to do this, but they, for some reason, Google removed the clear all button in the overview section and the first beta and the preview 2 of Android P. They removed the clear all button.
Wow, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Android P is starting to become very similar to my favorite operating system, JK, iOS, which I hope is not the case.
I know.
But anyway, I'm gonna do a time check real quick. Okay, 12:41. All right.
All right, cool.
So is there anything else you got that you want to discuss?
Um, I'm going to talk a lot about Google and stuff, so I'm going to say that I actually have a Google Assistant speaker actually made by Insignia actually. Like it's a Google Assistant speaker, but it has a battery so you can like unplug it from the charger and like take it wherever you go. And actually, oh yeah, actually there's something that I saw that I learned today on YouTube that Google can do that I'd like to I mean, I don't want it to play any music cuz I get copyrighted, but there's something I want to demonstrate here so I could just so like I could just say something like,
Well, before you do that, I'm just gonna mute mine real quick. Mute my Google Home real quick.
oh, okay.
The mic is muted.
All right.
And I find that weird.
Yeah, mine will do the same thing too.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway,
Yeah, see, look.
The mic is muted. The mic's back on.
and we're both using one of the new Google Assistant voices, which is Voice 8, and it's a male voice. But anyway,
Now watch what you can do here. This is really cool. Hey Google, tell me a joke and set the volume to 60%.
I just got a new dry erase board. It's remarkable.
So you can have it do two things at once. So let's try this. Hey Google, talk to Math Flash and set the volume to 64%.
Sure, here's Math Flash.
Welcome to APH's Math Flash. Let's see how many math problems you can get right. If you're ready, say start to begin the game, or you can say settings to change the settings.
Stop.
now one thing I do want to say is that they actually did announce this at the Google I/O keynote. Now I know you missed this part, but it did announce like multiple actions with Google Assistant. So like you could ask it to like, I don't know, turn on Netflix on your Chrome, turn on Netflix on your TV, and
right.
and set a reminder for tomorrow morning to, walk the dog or whatever. And if you have a smart home device, you could also say, turn the furnace to, I don't know, like 80 degrees or something like that, whatever. So it's really cool. You can pretty much have it do multiple things at a time, which is very handy.
Right. But then the last thing I heard about on YouTube that you can do is this. Hey Google, set an alarm for 8 a.m. with music.
All right, and what music would you like me to play?
Car horns by Popular Sound Effects.
I can't play car horns by Popular Sound Effects.
All right, let's
Try a
see if
song
that
or
would work.
radio station. What should I play?
Star 102.5.
Done. I'll play Star 102.5 radio for 8 a.m.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that is awesome because you don't gotta wake up to an annoying buzzing sound. You can just wake up to, maybe your favorite song you can wake up to.
Which actually, this thing don't buzz though. Like when the alarm goes off on this thing, like you can hear it, but it's a little too pleasant, too gentle. Like, let me see what time it is. Maybe I can demonstrate. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 12:45.
Hey Google, set the alarm for 12:47 a.m.
You got it. Your alarm's set for 12:47 a.m.
Okay, now we're gonna demonstrate here because this
No.
this probably won't even wake you up. I just want to show you how gentle this is.
Now, hopefully it's smart enough, and I'm sure it is, but hopefully it's not going to play Start on 2.5 right now. Hopefully it'll play the regular alarm. Okay, so 1 more minute. It goes off.
All right. Hopefully it knows.
It should. I would think it would, but we'll find out.
Right. So. Because I know most devices, like if you ask them to do something, then they like set the alarm and then. But see, that's not usually how the volume. That's not usually how the volume is. It's usually like this. Oh, I guess that stops it. I didn't know that. But I guess
Yeah, I think because you put it to 64%, it increased. I think they did change that where the alarm volume will match your speaker volume.
Oh wow, so maybe, but I mean that sound though is just a little too subtle though. It's a little too. It's a little too smooth. I gotta say.
Yeah, I think I would sleep right through that. To be honest, I think I would.
Right, it's very, 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 very pleasant and smooth, like relaxing sounding.
So if I'm gonna set an alarm, I'm either gonna use my phone or my Gear S3 for an alarm.
Right, or you could use
Probably
right, or you could use songs.
right. But I think for me, I would probably just use my Gear S3.
Right.
That's what I would use. Let's see. Okay, 12:48. All right. I'm keeping track of the time here
Oh, cool.
because we're about to wrap up in about 12 minutes, 12, 13 minutes.
All right.
So, I mean, overall, this show I thought it was good. I think it would have been cool if we had more. I think it would have been more fun if we could answer people's questions. That would have been really fun. I would have enjoyed that a lot. But there's always, Austin does have another show tomorrow, but I think he might do this one solo tomorrow. I'm not quite sure, but
Even though I'd like to get somebody, even now that I'd like to get somebody on here because, I mean, cause I just feel like it makes the show more, more interactable if you have it with two people. Like,
oh, it does, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do that for my live streams too, but I don't know who to put on or when they can go on. That's the problem.
right.
I gotta communicate with people and figure out if my schedule can match theirs or how this will work.
Right.
I know me and you. Well, actually, my schedule is not as consistent anymore because I work now. I mean, it's volunteer, but it's still work. But Austin's usually available 99% of the time, so I can with him and I, it's easy to communicate with each other.
Which tomorrow I hope I get back in time to do live tech because tomorrow I have to go. Because tomorrow I have to go to the dentist actually.
Yeah, but remember you were gonna do these at night though. So
I know. I'm just saying.
you should be okay.
I'm just saying once I get back, I'll get everything. Like I'll about 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30. I'll start getting stuff ready for the show and stuff like that. Then at 12 sharp we'll start it.
Yep, but like I said, I probably won't be on tomorrow. But I will be in the chat. So if you guys want to talk to me or you guys want to talk to Austin or whoever else is in the chat, like whoever, we can all talk. You know, we can all interact together.
Right, definitely. I mean, because in the stream, that's exactly what I want, really.
Right. That's the whole point of live streaming. Honestly, that's the whole point, is to engage with your subscribers. That's what live streaming's purpose is.
Right.
Oh, I gotta do a time check. Okay. 12:51. Okay. You want to just check the chat again, just to see if any activity
Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt.
is going.
Live. 50 minutes. 0 watching now. 0 likes. Finish button.
Oh, okay. There's the answer.
Switch camera button. Chat options. Top chat. Top live chat. Live chat select live 50 0 finish 12 12 12 11 12 11 switch camera 12 11 a.m. Amaryllis Pagan. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same chat.
Yeah. I really hope with this show, I really hope this can be a success, because the first show Austin did, the reason why he's calling this episode, I mean, this was supposed to be episode 2, but he took episode 1 down because there was major connection issues.
Right, and plus,
And
plus, I don't want to lose. I really don't want to lose subscribers for that.
yeah, and the problem was the connection was so bad that YouTube actually had to cut certain parts out of the stream because they just couldn't process.
Right, so like when you listen to it, all it would sound like was like slow, like almost like creepy, like ghost talk.
Yeah, it pretty much sounded like a bad Hangouts call back in the day, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Hangouts has gotten better now, but like back in the day, it was terrible.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
I mean, I stopped using Hangouts until just recently, but I got back on it again. But for a while, I wasn't using it at all.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better now than it was before.
Oh, I've noticed. I mean, I haven't talked to anybody on Hangouts. I've messaged with people. Well, actually, I only have 2 contacts on Hangouts, but I've messaged with both of them. And oh, sorry about that. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I messaged with 2 people on there, and the messaging is pretty good. I haven't tried calling yet, but from what I've been able to tell, when I've listened to phone calls on YouTube, it's been pretty good.
Right. Wait, Justin, was that you?
Yeah, I think I got an Android Authority notification, I think.
Okay.
Let me just check the time real quick. 12:54.
All right.
So let's just give our closing thoughts. Let's start to wrap up here, and I gotta say, overall, the show was, I don't want to say it was a great show, but you know, we talked what we wanted to talk about, and
Right.
I mean, and again, I mean, it is late at night, but this was probably the best time for both of us, because we're the only ones up in we're pretty much the only ones awake in our houses right now. Everybody is sleeping here, and where I am.
Here too.
And so this is when I'm free. This is when I usually do I do my live streams a little earlier, about like 11ish, but this is a lot of time when I do my YouTube videos too, is like at this time, or when I'm home by myself. But anyway, the show was good. We had a pretty good conversation for about an hour, and I hope that when you guys watch the replay, you enjoy it. You enjoy this conversation and the stream that we put on, and hopefully, you know, you guys will support Austin, and you know, if any of you guys are new and you come across this, you know, why not hit subscribe? And you'll get some pretty good tech content on here.
Right.
So let's get Austin to 60 subscribers. He's five away. So let's get him to 60.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like yesterday when you reached 50. It feels like it was just yesterday.
55 I'm at right now.
I know. So that's, like I said, 5 away from 60, and now I want to talk about. I'm just gonna check the time real quick. Okay, I'll make this quick. So I want to talk about my YouTube channel quick. Now I'm having a weird issue with my sub count on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but I know I got 2 subscribers because I subscribed to both people and they sub back, and for some reason my count is still at 41 when I should really be at 43. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. And my live streams keep on crashing, and we've had no crashes at all here on this
No.
live stream. We've had no crashes.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
So hopefully when I go live tomorrow night, if I decide to, I swear, if I have a crash, oh boy. I don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah. 12:57. So anyway, guys, you know, we hope you enjoyed this. If you got any closing thoughts, Austin, feel free to, you know, this is your show, so feel free to say whatever you need to say. And
Okay, so I'll go ahead and give my closing intro now. All right, you guys. I hope you guys all had fun watching this, and it was very fun to have you, and it was very interesting conversation. I hope you guys all enjoy it. Do you have anything to say?
I want to say goodbye, everybody.
Alrighty, so once again, this is Live Tech. So the last thing I want to say is meet me back here tomorrow on the AA
Before I
Technology
go,
Master YouTube channel for
Oh,
Live
never
Tech.
mind.
For
Before I
episode
go,
2.
I just want to thank you for having me on, and hopefully we can do more of these together. Hopefully I can put you on my streams more, and I can come on your streams more, and we can.
Oh, I hope so too. I
Do
mean,
this-
it was. Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, it was fun. It was really fun having you, I gotta say.
Okay, so it's 12:59. So guys, we're gonna get out of here now. So like we said, hopefully you all enjoyed.
And don't forget to hit subscribe to both of our channels.
And we'll see you later.
Live, rotate, option, fill, chat up, switch, finish, 0, finish. Are you sure are you, okay.